seemingly out of nowhere, Marvel decides that, hey, we've got release dates, so we're just going to announce them. But they don't say what they are. So we've got 4 new release dates for upcoming Marvel movies with February 16th, May 3rd, July 26th, and November 8th, 2024. And as you can see, I'm busting out the tinfoil hat because I feel pretty dang confident that I know not one, but what all 4 of these movies are going to be. But because I'm the master of anticipation,
Anticipation!
I'm going to have Josh go first. Josh, you see February 16th, May 3rd, July 26th, and November 8th, 2024 on the calendar. If you had to bet, what are these 4 movies?
At least one of them's Fantastic Four. There's no way that one of them's not. And at least one of them is Silver Surfer related. If he doesn't show up in the movies in this phase 4 right now. I don't see how we don't build up to having Galactus in phase 6. I don't see how we don't do that at this point.
Besides that, do you have any other guesses?
No.
So
I'm just chilling, bro.
So I've thought way too much about this and
Obviously the
research and thought went into this. So February 16th. Only one of these dates I think is a project that hasn't been announced yet. The other 3 I think are announced, but we just haven't had dates yet for. February 16th, I think it will be Blade.
Ooh, okay. Yeah.
Because if you look, Black Panther also came out in February for Black History Month. And I think they might go back to that well. And also, Black Panther was wildly successful for them financially for a February release. And I think they might try that again with Black Panther. And not Black Panther, for Blade. And also, almost none of the movies I'm going to talk about are sequels because we are getting a lot of sequels in 2022 and 2023. And by the time we get turnover, it takes about 2 to 3 years for a movie to get a sequel, which would probably put Spider-Man getting a sequel sometime in 2024, but that wouldn't show up in a Disney schedule. That would show up in a Sony schedule. So I'm thinking way too much about this. But I think Blade, because that's been announced, we already have a writer for that. So I think we're not too far off from starting actual production on that. So I think February release would do well for that. May 3rd, that one I think to me is the easiest one. Avengers 5. Avengers movies the past few times have come out the first weekend in May. It's the start of the box office summer. If it's not the first weekend in May, it's the last weekend in April if they really wanted to start it prematurely. It's a pretty proven draw. It's by the time that'll happen in 2024, it'll be 5 years since the last Avengers movie, and we'll have a lot of movies to build up whatever our new roster will be. So this makes the most sense to me. July 26th, here's Fantastic Four. Because if you look at the track record of the MCU, they whatever movie comes out after an Avengers movie does extremely well. Iron Man 3, as much as we have issues with it, made over $1 billion. After Age of Ultron, I'm trying to think of what came after Age of Ultron. I can't remember, but I know it did well as well. Then after, it might have been Spider-Man. I'm trying to remember now.
Pretty sure it was.
I can't. Spider-Man was.
No, it wasn't Spider-Man.
Homecoming was 2017. Somebody in the comments section, I'm sure, will remind us.
It's got to, because Civil War has to happen before Homecoming.
Yeah. But Spider-Man also did well. Far From Home came out after Endgame, and that made a bunch of money. So if Disney wants to go, we have faith in Fantastic Four, put it right after Avengers because you've got that momentum going forward. If you want to maximize your profit of this potentially unproven franchise, not unproven, but this new take that you've got, you want to put your best foot forward, you follow it up after an Avengers movie. You can do some teasing in Avengers for this movie for Fantastic Four. I think that makes the most sense. Fantastic Four just screams a July big summer release. It doesn't have a release date yet. It's not coming out in 2023, and we still haven't even started casting, so I think production-wise, 2024 is a good time frame. Now, the only one that I feel less than confident about, but I'm still kind of confident about, November 8th. I don't know what we're going to call it, so I'm just going to call it The Mutants. And here's why. November, lately and previously in the MCU, has been their time period to experiment and introduce new characters. The first Doctor Strange came out in November. This November, The Eternals. Next November, Miss Marvel. They use November as a time to introduce people that they don't know if they're going to be big summer release movies yet. So the movies will come out in fall, and then their sequels, like not In the Mouth of Madness, that's a very different movie. Multiverse of Madness comes out in the summer. Granted, Thor: The Dark World came out in November, but Marvel wants you to forget about that movie. I think after Avengers 5, we will get past that 5-year window that Kevin Feige said he was planned on, and we can start getting in our Fox characters. We get Fantastic Four, and then we get our X-Men characters back to back after an Avengers movie to start building up the next phase with this new roster. So if we get the people in Phase 4, we'll build up to Avengers, and then after Avengers, we start our Phase 5, and what better way to do that, just like every previous Marvel movie, by introducing our new characters, Fantastic Four and X-Men.
Yeah. All right. Well, the tinfoil hat was well deserved today. I have no argument against any of those, mainly because it makes so much sense. And
you can't argue with crazy.
But yeah, I'm down. Absolutely. I think the February release date for Blade makes the most sense, as well as May 3rd.
Also,
he took the hat off, and now he's got more ideas.
Also, what if Blade is rated R? Do we know of any other R-rated comic book movies that came out in February?
Deadpool.
Bingo. I don't know if we'll get an R-rated Blade, but it's just more of, where's that what's that meme from It's Always Sunny? Just here's my board of just here's why Blade is coming in February 2024.
Yeah, but it's one of those. It's gonna have to come eventually. We can't ignore all these projects. Yeah, no, that timeline makes sense to me. I'm down. Why not? What could possibly go wrong?